My religion teaches me that we can change, we can transform ourselves, we can change our behaviour according to the principles that we live by.
One of our key drivers for opening Just Gaia was to reduce the amount of single-use plastic that people in Halifax use.
Calderdale, the project I'm involved in, came out of the start of the pandemic when lots of local businesses were closed, but they still needed to reach their customers. People are realising that cargo bikes are actually a really good way of delivering stuff over short distances in built-up environments.
Our decarbonisation target is much sooner than the government's proposed one, and the recent IPCC report verifies that. So it shows we're going in the right direction. We've got science-based targets and we're clear about what's needed to get there. We do want extra money from government, but we also need to develop that policy here, and we're asking for that lobbying and policy to be developed elsewhere. So everyone is on it, people understand it. I think it's just adding that pressure.
What we found out that climate change affects everyone differently, but it will affect everyone, which is what it's quite hard to get across to people, and because it's super complex, just as the science of it.
I've got a daughter who's 18 months old, and I know that it's really going to impact her life if we don't do anything. And by the time she's my age, it'll be too late to act. So I know that it's on us now to really do something.
In a small area like this, you can make a huge amount of difference if you think about how much plastic you do actually generate, how much waste you do make every week when you put in the bins out. Times that by however many people are on your street, in your village, in your town, in Calderdale, across. You can actually make a real difference if everyone does one or two things.
I think following the best science that we have at the moment, it's really obvious that we're going to have to make some really big changes, and that time's running out to do those. And we're seeing the effects of that at a local level, where we've got lots more extreme weather events. I'm a relative newcomer to the valley here, but I've already seen 2 major flood events while I've been here. What
gives me hope is people and the resilience that people show and have shown around here and across the UK when faced with the effects of climate change, flooding, wildfires, drought.
There's a verse in the Quran that talks about corruption on the land and the sea, and it's referring to environmental corruption. And though it warns us that we will suffer the consequences when we don't, when we mistreat the environment around us, it also ends with the hope that we can change this, we can even possibly reverse it.
The climate is changing, it's fairly obvious, and the thing about plastic is you can't deny it, it's there, you can physically see it, it's in the oceans, it's killing animals, and it's making a huge amount of disruption in the countries and places where it is. So it would be, if we could just sort that out, that would be a really big step.
There are thousands of young people that are interested in climate change at various different levels. But I think schools do have a responsibility, to decarbonise themselves, but also to introduce climate education and to get more young people thinking about it.
I'm really hopeful because young people have taken it up, young people understand, they're far more motivated to do things to help the environment.
In my work, I meet lots of different people who are working on the problem, and that's what gives me hope, is the fact that there are so many incredible, passionate people who are tackling the problem with creativity and innovation and really trying to figure out how we can move away from fossil fuels and move towards a world that works so much better for everybody.
Once people are sold on the fact that there is a way to do something without wasting all the plastic, without having the amount of waste from a product or from something that they do every day, they're quite happy to take it.
Young people are always interested, so if you're ever wondering about whether or not to involve young people in any sort of level of climate action, whether it's youth voice, whether it's a consultation, do it, because we're passionate about it and hopefully we'll surprise you.
The world that we can make if we solve climate change will be so much better than the world today, and I think that's completely possible that we can do it because there's so many incredible people working on it.